The symbolism of Luffy bouncing back from every fight he's been in has been consistent throughout the entire series. No matter how much training he did on his own, he still needed an opponent strong enough to bring that potential out of him. A lot of people misinterpret this as plot armor, as a way to discredit Luffy, but as you should realize, his insane durability for rubber and willpower kept him bouncing back and making him stronger throughout every arc. Every transformation he had came from major consequence, nearing death in many occasions. Gear 2 came from a crushing defeat from Rob Lucci, who was on a way different level than Buggy and Arlong. And Rob Lucci needed not one, but 2 gears, but it still took Rob Lucci to bring this out of him. Now we fast forward to Kaido. Gear 5 is nothing like what anybody could have thought. It is so much more. Luffy is now wielding a rubber lightning bolt like the sun god Nika he is, and it took Kaido to bring this out of him. And what better fitting opponent than a Yonko? As stated by the Gorosei, the most ridiculous power in the world has come back after 800 years to secure Luffy the win in order to free the gates of Wano and stop Orochi's reign over the citizens. And yet Kaido is smiling. He's finally getting the challenge he wants. He was already introduced into the series trying to end his life, and after the failed attempt he expressed jealousy to Whitebeard after actually being able to die. And yet now in front of Luffy he's smiling, and Luffy feels the same way. He's having the time of his life in this fight. Everything we know about Kaido's journey almost rivals Luffy in a more menacing fashion. They both create smiles in people that will last forever, but Kaido's come at a side effect of Devil Fruit testing. They both were able to make strong crews, gain territory, and escape from the Marines. Actually, Kaido was able to escape from the Marines 18 times, even after multiple attempted executions. Yeah, Luffy escaped from Impel Down, but 18 times? Kaido's story is kind of Luffy's on crack right now. Just like Luffy dealt with a lot of wins and losses that he bounced back from, to the point where it created an MC effect in his mind, making him think he was the only person who could change the world. Joy Boy. And he did change the world. Kaido had Pug Hazard, Dressrosa, and Wano under his thumb, while he continued to develop smiles, all while the government just watched. But at some point, Kaido realized that Joy Boy was not him. Maybe that's where the drinking problems come from. But hey, they're pirates, they all got one. The only difference between Kaido and Luffy is that Luffy doesn't really show concern for the more messed up parts of piracy. Luffy has done some crazy stuff, but he wasn't out here making fake devil fruits like Kaido, or murdering fruit users like Blackbeard, or even crucifying people like Kid. But that's why we love characters like Kaido, Blackbeard, and Kid. Still gold-minded, but with a lot more malicious intent. But that was the differences between Kaido and Luffy. They actually have given each other amazing gifts. Luffy is giving Kaido probably one of the most entertaining fights he's had in his life, to the point where I can see the drunk phases of Kaido being done because he's actually engaged into this fight. Being so strong and durable, he comes across a lot of easy fights. I feel like he actually adds these drunk phases to fights to spice things up when he's really not feeling. But when he saw Sun God Luffy holding the bolt of lightning, he just smiled in what I believe to be appreciation for the fight. And what did Kaido give Luffy? Kaido gave Luffy Gear 5. He awakened that out of him. No matter how strong Doffy and Cat were, it took a Yonko to bring this out of Luffy. Putting Wano aside, the aftermath of Gear 5 is going to be insane. We all pictured Luffy going up against people like Big Mom, Shanks, Akainu, Blackbeard, etc. But now Luffy has a new gear on his side, and thinking about how that power will interact with those people come with some crazy ideas. Imagine Luffy bouncing lava from fighting Akainu. Imagine Kizaru. Imagine Luffy catching Kizaru's light and turning it into rubber and throwing it back at him. Imagine Luffy just turning Big Mom's homies into rubber and bouncing off of them to just hit her with a gigantic fist. This leads to so much more hype with this fight with Big Mom, because this has been Big Mom's goal with Caesar Clown this entire time. She wanted to solve gigantification so she can sit at a table of all equals. I just thought of something. I gotta make that a video. Bruh, Big Mom is a feminist. I gotta make that a video. Big Mom is actually a feminist. She just wants to sit at the table of all equals, and she'll do anything crazy in order to achieve that goal. She'll kill anyone to achieve that goal. Oh man. And even now in chapter 1047 of One Piece, Luffy has created a giant fist. He's literally holding Kaido by his neck and has this other fist, and he plans to punch through the island of Onigashima. And it being comparable in size, the fact that we can see the fist but we don't see the rest of the arm, it could be bigger. But again, with everything that Luffy is showing now, this is thanks to Kaido. Even with Luffy throwing lightning at Kaido, Kaido is still able to dodge and make it seem as if he still has control over this fight. And it all leads to this giant fist by Luffy, which could potentially be the end of Kaido. And the end to one of the best fights in the series.